Hi, we're a band called Keane. If you want to find out a bit more about us, we're about to answer some of your questions here on MTV Ask. Hi, we're a band called Keane and we're here on MTV Ask, and Tim has the first question, which is from Maggie from Malaysia.
Here it says, "Hey, this is Maggie from Malaysia. I want to know how you guys start writing songs. Do you begin working on song ideas by writing with a piano?"
Well, Tim, I think you should answer Maggie's question.
Yeah,
it is. I'll shut up now.
Well, Maggie, yeah, I write all the songs in their kind of basic form, and I tend to write on the piano, but I sometimes write on the guitar as well, and I sometimes just get things kind of in my head, which is always nice and easy. But yeah, you know, it's just about trying to find a basic idea and then follow it through as quickly as possible and try and capture everything all in one go. And then, you know, and then we get together with the three of us and try and turn it into something magical. Okay, this is question 2, and this is from OJAY in Singapore. In the video Summer in Reno, we saw you playing up to your ankles in a pond in the middle of a forest. What was that like? Was that a tough video shoot?
Yeah, it was quite, it was really cold. We always seem to do things where we'll make things hard for ourselves. So yeah, it was November and it was absolutely freezing, and it'd been raining for 3 days, and we had to wait for the water level in the stream. It was actually like in a little river. We had to wait for the water to fall, so it was safe. And I think it was the first time we ever had to have like a diver and a paramedic there in case we drowned. So yeah, I don't know, but at the same time it was the first big video shoot we'd done, so it was quite interesting. There were just sort of hundreds of people around, and we had no idea what any of them did. And loads of people just sort of shouting at you, telling you, "Get in the water," and, you know, play the drums in the water or play the piano.
Hey, this is Keane. You've just been watching our video for Summer in Reno, and here's another question.
All right, question 3 from Roger from the Philippines. The last few months while producing the new record, what's your mindset been like, and what sort of thoughts ran through your head while producing the album?
Well, that's a very good question. You know, it's quite a grueling process making a record, even at the best of times, and it was, you know, we had a lot of kind of madness in our heads and, you know, a lot of tension in the band that I think had built up from touring. And so, you know, it was a difficult process, but we were excited about doing something different, you know, trying to push ourselves to do something different. So I guess, as well as a kind of slightly tense mindset, we also had a lot of ambition and a lot of excitement, and we wanted to experiment. So just a lot of ideas flying around, and just trying to work out how we'd turn that into a great record.
All right. Question 4 from Jenny in Indonesia. Hi, this is Jenny all the way from Indonesia. Imagine that Jenny's here saying this.
You don't look like a Jenny.
I want to, yeah, I'm not pretty enough. I want to know, how have your relationships within the band changed over the last couple of years?
It's been a very crazy couple of years, you know. I mean, it really has. You spend your whole life sort of waiting for these dreams to come true, and then suddenly everything just happens very quickly. So, you know, it's absolutely insane, and I think, you know, we've tried to keep ourselves normal and hold on to our friendship, but it has been very difficult, and there's definitely been a lot of strains and a lot of pressure that we haven't always dealt with that brilliantly. But, you know, that's just part of the process of being in a band. It's just part of life. So, you know, we're still working on it, and we feel that things are going really well, and the new album has made us kind of excited about what we're doing again. So, yeah, I guess an appropriate video to what should be Everybody's Changing.
Welcome back. This is Keane on MTV Ask with some more questions.
Next question is from Melissa in Singapore. What are some of the wildest rumours you guys have heard about yourselves?
There was a rumour that Tim and Tom were married. Somebody put, yeah, to each other, sorry. That was kind of strange. Although you can do it these days, you know, you can legally. So we could. I wonder if we could, all three of us, get legally married.
Yeah.
That'd be a good reality show.
Yeah.
That's like one up on Nick and Jessica or whatever.
At home with Keane.
At home with the Keanes.
Now, next question is from Jonathan in the Philippines. You guys have a lovely vintage yet high-tech modern sound. How do you go about achieving that sound?
Well, Jonathan, in the studio we've been really trying to experiment, and we've tried to get the piano to sound like a piano, or like, you know, some weird messed up version of a sort of abused piano, and Tim's been experimenting with lots of really old, cool analog sounds. So they're real sort of, they are vintage sounds that maybe we're using in a different way, like, you know, things that were designed to be used with the voice, putting the piano through them, or, you know, when I record drums, maybe using a microphone that shouldn't be used for recording drums to record drums with, the kind of thing which is kind of a twist on the classic way to record things. It's basically just really good fun being in the studio with a load of equipment that you get to experiment with, and without sort of time pressures to worry about having to, you know, finish things. So a lot of the equipment we use is very old and temperamental.
Yeah, and we love, you know, we love older music as well as, you know, we love kind of Aphex Twin and the Chemical Brothers and Depeche Mode, but we also, you know, we grew up loving people like Paul Simon and the Beatles and Buddy Holly, you know, so all that kind of thrown into the melting pot does make for that kind of, I don't know, classic but also very modern sound, I guess. But yeah, as a demonstration of that sound in action, here is the video for This Is the Last Time. Hi, we're Keane, and you just watched the video for This Is the Last Time. We're still in control here at MTV Ask, and let's go for another question.
All right, this is from Amy in Singapore. Amy from the Lion City, Singapore, here. You guys have been touring a lot over the years. What other bands are the most fun to be with on tour?
Well, you do meet a lot of bands on tour, and it's funny how you know, most of the British bands, we never actually see them when we're in Britain. We just see them in like an airport in Barcelona or Japan or wherever, you know, and it's crazy. Festivals are always a good time to hang out with other bands. We last week we had a little party, 'cause it was my birthday.
Hey.
And we had the guys from Franz Ferdinand over, and we had a few drinks, probably a few too many drinks, dare I say. And
I got some very blurry photos. I don't know what was wrong.
And you know, they're great guys, really nice, interesting, normal people and music enthusiasts.
This is a question from Jiraporn from Thailand. I always wanted to know, who are some of your musical heroes?
Well, you know, there's loads of bands and songwriters that we just absolutely love. I think it's always hard to know where to start. The Smiths are a huge influence.
Yeah, we saw Morrissey play the other day, which was amazing.
And Depeche Mode, which is another band that we saw play a couple of weeks ago. Huge influence again.
Yeah, Violator for us, I think, was probably one of the most significant sort of albums that we listened to growing up.
Yeah, I think Paul Simon, for me as a songwriter, Paul Simon was a huge influence just because of his, you know, he's so honest about himself. He just writes about himself all the time, and, you know, it doesn't matter if he's writing about, you know, a marriage breaking up or about how to, I don't know, about having kids or anything, you know, he puts his whole life into songs, and that's something that we definitely aspire to do.
Hi, this is Keane on MTV Ask. We've got a couple more questions for you. So this is from Bob in the Philippines.
Hi, Bob. I love the art on the new album. Who did it, and what was the idea behind it? What does it represent?
All right, well, we saw a print round at a friend's house of this artwork by this girl called Sana Annika, and she's half English and she's half Finnish. And we just loved this artwork. It was like a screen print, a silk screen print, and so we got in touch with her, and turns out she's really young. She just finished her degree. She's like 22 or something, and so we got her into the studio to meet her and play her some songs and see if she wanted to do some artwork for the new record. And she was really excited about the new songs we had. And I think a lot of the elements in the artwork are things that she was inspired to sort of create in response to listening to the record. So when you get the album, you kind of pull out the sleeve and it sort of folds out like a sort of fan or a concertina, and there's this whole sort of story of which the front cover is only the start. And because we wanted to give her a big sort of space in which to really, do her thing. And it's very exciting, for us to be working with someone fresh and new. But yeah, there are definitely elements from each of the different songs hidden within it. But, as a bigger picture, it's this sort of weird, twisted, sort of magical undersea world, which is sort of equally sort of inspiring and fairy tale, and also sort of scary and dark. And I guess that theme is one of the things that's running through the album.
Cool. Next question from Denise in Singapore. Hi, I'm quite curious about the meaning of the new album. What does Under the Iron Sea refer to? Could you tell me more about the album title and the theme?
Yeah, well, Under the Iron Sea is it's a line from a song on the record called Crystal Ball. And with this record, we've really tried to talk about the things that are hardest things to talk about, the things you can't really just chat about when you're sitting around at home, or, the things that are really haunting us. So I think a lot of people bury those things away, and Tim had this idea sort of from a lyrical point of view of just representing that as burying it away under this iron sea, under this sort of impenetrable barrier, where you just, you hide things away and you ignore them. But with this record, we've definitely tried to face up to those things. So I guess that's what the album title is about.
Yeah, and I think one of the most powerful songs on the record is a song called "Is It Any Wonder?" And we're very proud of that. It's a very kind of dark song. It's also very kind of exciting and electrifying sonically. Anyway, so you might want to check out the video. Here it is. Well, that's it for today from us. We hope we've satisfied your curiosity with all these questions and answers. We're now going to give you something extra, give away a CD that we're going to sign, and we're going to give it to the person who asked the best question. How are we going to decide that?
Well, I think we decided that we're actually going to find 10 CDs and we're going to sign all of them. So everyone who's asked a question can have a CD signed by us.
The questions are so good.
So yeah, thanks a lot for sending them in, and we will see you soon on MTV Asia.